But I think boners are one of the most amusing things I've ever witnessed. And also one of the most terrifying. They're very comedic, or also they're very intimidating. They're comedic in the instances where you're in class, and it's usually in middle school and high school this happens, where you see a kid who pops a boner in the middle of class, and you just kind of look over and you're like, I know what you're thinking about, man, me too, but I ain't got a dick! So you can get away with it. Girls don't have to worry about it, because girls actually think about sex about 24/7. Maybe, I don't know, it's my case.
I think boners are like a gift. Because like, when my boyfriend, when he gets one, immediately it's just like, oh, I gave that to you. I don't know why I gave him one. He even tells me sometimes, he's like, if you just walk in the room, or if I smell something that smells like you, sometimes it just comes up.
Boners are scary. They are, because you're like, they take your attention and you're just looking at it and you're like, what do I do with it? And you're just like, do I use my hands? Should I use my mouth? I saw this thing on a porn once. Honestly, for one day, I want to just have a penis, because just feel how it feels. I want to know. It's interesting. Just feel like all the blood rush just, yeah.
Sometimes you just kind of lose yourself. You're standing in line at Starbucks and maybe it's the barista asking your name. Maybe it's that hot girl who's waiting for even hotter coffee. Maybe it's just the fact that the stale wind came and blew just the right way across your face. And you're like, uh-oh. Gotta somehow manage to tuck it into the waistband.
So fun to play with. Like, just, you feel like a cat, like batting them back and forth.
I guess apparently guys pop boners randomly without thinking about sex, which I always wonder what it's like to just be sitting there and doing math homework, and you're solving like an algebraic equation, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, well, hey, look at that. And then suddenly you just kind of like want to jack off. Is that what the feeling is?
You can't have a boner in space. I learned that from NASA. You cannot have a boner in space when there's no gravity, because your blood flows differently. And so like when you're on Earth and there's no more gravity, then all of the blood goes to your penis in order to give you a boner. But when you're in space and there's no gravity, your blood flows really differently. And so that just doesn't happen. So, question, is there sex in space? Answer, pretty much no.
The first time I ever saw a boner, I was at this party, like, it wasn't even a party, it was like a bonfire when I was in 6th grade. And there's this really popular guy, and I don't know what this girl did, but she must have kissed him on the neck or something, but he was wearing basketball shorts, and just, it was sticking out. And I could not look away from it. I was like, nobody could notice I was looking, but I just was just like, he has a boner. You guys, he has a boner, look it.
You know, sometimes you play hide and go seek if the guy hasn't like shaved or anything, and it's just like forest, and like pops out and it's like, boo, I'm a boner, and you're like, there it is.
I've always like wanted to have a penis for a day, because I'm always curious on where it goes when you wear like really tight pants. Like the whole phase where tight skinny jeans are really in for guys, or at least some guys followed this trend. But anyway, but like, just go under, a little to the left, to the right. Is it like against your leg when you walk? Because chafing, that sounds rough.
I'm 23 and I still get morning wood. I guess it's just really good circulation, or really great dreams, which I can't remember the next day.
It's nice when you mean to cause the boner. But if you don't, shit gets weird real fast.
If I had a dick, I would mess around with that thing like all the time. Not like as in like, you know, jerk off, but once I got a boner, I'd like slap it back and forth. You're just kind of like, le, 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 le.
And pants make them look worse. Because like if a boner's free range and whatever, but like the guy will be like sitting there in shorts and he's got this awkward like tent thing going on, like pitching a tent, I guess is what some people call it. And you're like, it's looking right at me. I know it is, because it's just like up there, whatever. And then they like tuck it and do this weird like stance thing, like I'm hiding my boner and you can't see it. And you're like, no one stands like that. Do you have a wedgie? You can pick it, it's okay, you're a guy. And you're just like, oh, you've got things going on down there. Weird.
I think probably the best way to hide it when you're in middle school is dropping a book over it. That way, if you get the bonus of hitting it a little hard, you might take some of the edge off. But let's face it, you're bubbling crock pot of filthy, disgusting hormones when you're that age, and it's likely not gonna do anything, and it's just gonna rage on through your American Eagle boxer shorts, and it's unfortunately there until the end of 4th period where Susie Sizemore can laugh at you all damn day.
I always get the stories, along with probably every other girl, is that a guy will be sitting there in math class and a guy will get a boner. Why is it math class? Why? Like, is there an actual answer to math class for a boner? No? Okay.
If you're like laying there with like your love interest, all of a sudden just boop, like whoa, that happened already? Whoa. Like honestly, it's a compliment. Find me attractive. Thank you.
Probably the best way to hide a boner is you get a good belt, and you can't wear, see, this is why I don't wear like boxer briefs, is because the elastic will hold them and prevent them from lifting all the way up into the waistband. So if you got boxers, you got room and slack to work with, and you can put down your backpack and adjust. Now it's in your waistband and nobody knows. Not like it was big enough for anybody to see anyway.
Being friend-zoned is basically you're putting out all your courage and confidence to ask someone out, and they look at you and they say, you're not good enough, but I still want to talk to you and be near you, so you suffer more.
Public service announcement. Friend zoned. It can happen at any time. And you really don't know when it's gonna like hit you.
Those poor bastards. That's how I feel about that.
You're like a brother to me. That's the worst. Don't ever say that to people. Either way, you're not a brother or a sister to me. That's weird. Because I had dirty thoughts earlier about you. Now you're telling me I'm like your brother? That's really, really weird.
On my own, pretending he's beside me. Ultimate friend zone, Eponine right there, man. Whew. Singing the national anthem of the friend zone.
Like, I thought we were friends, dude. I need friends. I don't have that many friends, okay? Don't take that away from me. And then you feel bad because if somebody's really your friend and then you friend zone them, meaning they have romantic feelings for you and you don't, but you have platonic feelings for them, you love their friendship, but you don't want to have sex with them or be in a romantic relationship with them.
Like, he's just dropping all these like clues and bombs and I'm like, dude, you're freaking me out. Like, this is so scary. Like, I would never think of him like that, and it's just kind of freaky.
Girl pair and say, hey, I really like you, and then hope that they've developed some sort of feelings. And if not, well, yeah, friends will you stay.
They'll get a text or something, be like, hey bud. They're like, oh no, I've been butted, or like oh, hey pal, that's great.
You'll like see this guy start like brushing this chick's hair and you're like, you're gone. Your man card. It's leaving. It's becoming a very faint distance. All dogs go to heaven, especially the ones that get friend zoned.
Like, can't I have friends? Can't we just be friends? Isn't that enough? But then it's like, wait, maybe this whole time you were just getting to be my friend so that you would like, I don't know, maybe know my quirks or something and then pounce.
He's like, you should come over and cuddle and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, we just met and I think you're kind of cool and we could be friends so we can watch a movie on separate sides of the couch.
Because you don't always assume that everybody you're hanging out with is, you know, interested in you like that. But, you know, sometimes you get one or two and they're just awesome and you're like, I just want to have a beer with you. You're like my bro with a vagina. And they're like, yeah, I'll do anything to hang out with you guys. And then they finally get around to telling you how they feel. And you're like, oh, well, I just needed a beer buddy. Somebody to drive me home from the Rover.
Get out while you can. Scape right now.
Then we're stuck. And then it sucks. Because then you don't even want to be friends. You don't want to see them anymore. You don't want to hang out anymore. And that sucks, because then you lost a cool person that's, you know, you could fucking say shit to and fart in front of. And
I know that guys think friend zoned is like the bane of their existence, and every guy thinks they're friend zoned for they think, like, there's the nice guy thing, and the nice guys are the guys that wear fedoras and flame t-shirts and usually watch My Little Pony. And those are the nice guys of our universe. So obviously we're missing out on these guys that like ponies.